Good afternoon. We're back with another episode of the Lord of the Rings LCG Progression Series. Playing solo as always, and today it's the print-on-demand quest, the Siege of Annuminas. Anyway, this is a quest that is interesting. It has the capability of being scaled up for up to 12 players in 3 groups of 4 in an epic multiplayer mode. So obviously there's going to be problems from a design standpoint of having a quest which can be played by a solo player all the way up to 12 players. That would be a difficult quest to balance. I've not played this quest before. We'll see how it goes in solo play. We have a wide variety of cards starting the game out of play. And we have the Gate of Annuminas has to start in the staging area. Each player has to search the encounter deck for a different location, and one of them must be the Gate of Annuminas. Annuminas? I'm afraid my pronunciation of Lord of the Rings names isn't very good. But there's the gate. It's got one more threat than the number of enemies in play. And that's all for the setup. We've got 2 quest decks that are out of play because we don't have additional players. And Annuminas, the objective, is going to start in the staging area as well. And for standard mode, we set its city strength to 20. At the end of the round, it gets 1 damage for each enemy at each stage. So, flip it over. When the players advance to stage 2, you shuffle the Drúadan of Annuminas into the encounter deck, and then shuffle X copies of Host of Angmar, where X is 1 less than the number of players in the game, to a minimum of 1. So we'll be shuffling 1 copy of Host of Angmar into the encounter deck. And that's all for the setup. Let's get a hand. I'm playing 2, 3, 4, 5. In the quest companion, it says this encounter deck is a high difficulty quest, so I'm playing my A deck against it for this first attempt. This is my first attempt against this quest ever in my lifetime, so I will likely make some small mistakes, but this will be an opportunity for viewers to see how I tackle a potentially difficult quest. My thought processes in terms of how I go about learning the quest. As I always do before the quest, I took a look at the quest cards to see what would be required to complete the quest in terms of if there's anything special I need to do in my deck design or whatnot. And I didn't see anything at first glance, so I'm starting out with just the best deck I have available in my opinion. So, for Phase 1B, at the beginning of the round, before the resource phase, place 1 resource here. Then if there are 4 resources, advance to Stage 2. At the end of the round, remove 10 progress to increase the city strength of Annuminas by 10. So we have 4 rounds to build up strength on the city. Rebuild the defenses that is appropriately named. Alrighty, so let's get started. Draw 1 and then 1, 2, 3. Always like to start with an Ethir Swordsman in my hand. I'm going to play Errand-rider. And I'm going to move a token from Erestor over to Hirluin, and then I can play Gaining Strength, buffing Hirluin. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I want to play, and I can play it all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a decent start, and I think I'll play a very good tail as well with those 2. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we get out Anfalas, Herdsman, a second Knight of the Swan. It's a slight reduction in questing power this turn in exchange for more power in the long term. Now, how hard do I want to quest here? I think I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the card is a 3, so I make 4 progress. I don't think I want to engage that this turn. I almost never go for combat with this deck on the first turn, the first round. So even if I get a really strong setup, I'll usually just quest first round and then think about combat starting turn 2. At the end of the round, well, I can go ahead and move there if I want to engage an enemy, which I don't. So I'll leave that. Its threat was actually 2, so I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually only 2 progress. I don't know what I was thinking there. At the end of the round, 1 damage on Annuminas. And we're on to the next round. Draw 1, 2, 3. Would love to find Steward of Gondor here with Heath Dream. There it is. Great. It's even more important than Warrior of Lossarnach or Ethir Swordsman. Alright, got our setup for future rounds. I'll get out Captain's Wisdom, Wealth of Gondor, Envoy of Pelargir. Okay, pretty well set up for future rounds now. So I want to start thinking about combat. I have blockers and damage, so let's start thinking about combat. I need 7 damage right now, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can quest with some dudes. Let's quest with Erestor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's try that. When revealed, each player must choose either deal 1 damage to each questing character or each questing character gets -1 willpower. I'll do the -1 willpower. I don't want to take the damage. So it's 1, 2, 3 is what I'm questing for, which means I take 2 threat. And I'll go ahead and move to the gates, which requires me to engage an enemy in the staging area. He can attack the Errand-rider, which destroys the character and requires me to remove 3 progress from the main quest. There should be 2 resources there because we've gotten to the start of 2 turns. And I will go ahead and attack back for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I can think about questing a little harder. I've got plenty of resources to play whatever comes out this round. 1 more damage on the Siege of Annuminas. Yeah, not forgetting anything, right? Nope. 1 resource there at the start of the next turn. Draw 1, 2, 3. Well, don't really want more acceleration effects. This isn't very good, but at least I get another Ethir Swordsman out. And let's see. Let's go ahead and quest for at least 5. I have no idea how important it is to put additional strength on Annuminas. It's one of those things where it could be like, if you don't do it, you lose. It could also be one of those things where it's important to do it in multiplayer, but doesn't really matter in solo play at all. It really depends on the quest balance. I have no idea how important it is to put progress on the city as opposed to simply playing like maximum defense where I leave a lot of guys ready to deal with any threats that come. Can I put enough this is the last turn before we advance to stage 2. So can I put enough to increase the defenses of the city? I would need 15. Could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Probably can if I quest hard and leave Denethor to defend. Since this is my first time on this quest, let's try it. I'll send everybody. The card is an Orc of Angmar. No problem, so it's 2 threat to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 to 2 is 19 progress. 14 more. I'll engage this enemy. He has 1 archery damage. And he can attack for 4. That's 1 damage. And he either removes 1 progress from the main quest or gets +2 shields. It doesn't matter either way. So at the end of the round we have 1 damage there, and I can remove 10 from the stage to buff the city by 10. And then move on to phase 2 at the beginning of the round before the resource phase. Shuffle the discard pile into the deck and discard until X enemies, but a minimum of 1. So we're looking for 1 enemy, which is pretty standard. There it is. Gets added to staging. Also, when you advance to stage 2A and before resolving its when revealed effect. Whoops. Okay, so gotta put that back. Shuffle each Drúadan of Annuminas into the encounter deck. Then shuffle 1 copy of Host of Angmar into the deck. Okay. Now we discard looking for an enemy, and it's Angmar Errand-rider. A little worse, but no problem. On to 2B. The stage gets -10 quest points for each Host of Angmar in the victory display. After the players have committed characters to the quest, the highest attack enemy in the staging area makes an attack against each player in turn order. If no attacks are made this way, reveal the top card of the encounter deck. At the end of the round, choose a stage. Each player at that stage heals 1 damage from a character he controls. Okay. 50 progress is a lot, but not so bad for this deck once it gets rolling. So that was the beginning of the round. Draw 1, 2, 3 more. Okay. Now I've finally got something to do with my resources. So, Warrior of Lossarnach number 2 and Faramir. Did I remember to add a damage to Annuminas? I don't think so. So, add a damage. Angmar Errand-rider, does that do anything special? Not really, so it's just about questing for as much as I can while leaving enough back to deal with these threats. Let's see, I need just 5 to deal with this threat and another 6 to deal with that threat. So let's definitely exhaust Faramir, and I'll quest with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is interesting. You know, I think I'm just going to quest, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quest for a minimum, and so like 6, I guess. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll deal with these enemies, and then I'll quest at full strength. So the card is another Orc, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 to 7. 3 progress. And after I committed characters to the quest, this enemy would attack. Put that on Hirluin. That'd be either remove 2 progress from the main quest or return an attacking enemy to the staging area. Well, there was no progress at that time to remove, so no damage. And then we do the resolve that, and this enemy will engage. I'll engage that enemy optionally, and I have 1, 2, 3 archery to deal with. Go 1, 2, 3. And some attacks to deal with. First attack can go on Denethor. After this engages me, I have to remove 2 progress from the main quest. So, attack on Denethor, discard an attachment you control. Oh, I'm sad about that. But I got a lot of resources out of it. But otherwise, no damage. Then I've got an attack from an Orc of Angmar. Have to remove 1 from the quest. That's a dud, but it does kill this Envoy of Pelargir. And finally, an attack on Warrior of Lossarnach. And he's going to get +2 shields until the end of the phase. Attacking enemy gets +1. So it's 5 to 3 is 2 damage, and that will kill him, unfortunately. That's sad. I need those guys. I'll hope to get that back with the Men of the West. My turn. Let's go. So he has 4 shields. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left, which is exactly what I need to kill that one. 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Good. Got Men of the West. Steward of Gondor can pay for itself. I probably want to play Heed the Dream. There's the 3rd warrior. I'm going to be playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's all my resources, so no additional usage of Heed the Dream. Play 1, 2. Play Men of the West for 1 and grab my warrior. I'd like to get Hunter of Lamedon too, but I don't think I have the resources for it. So that costs 1. Then I can play the 3rd warrior for 1, 2, and then Forlong for 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if I had an Errand-rider, I could get the other Hunter of Lamedon, but I wouldn't have resources for it, so this is still very strong. Forgot to add a damage at the end of last round. So, let's commit characters to the quest. I want to go 4, 8, 12. Let's do it that way. 15. The card is a Surging Warg of Carn-dûm. Into each player must choose deal 1 damage to each questing character, or each questing character gets -1 willpower. I'll do the -1 willpower. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9 progress. Engage this enemy, which requires me to remove 1 progress. I have archery 1 to deal with, and then 2 attacks. Forlong is in his final form, so we'll have an attack go against him. Shout out, ready the defending character and give it +2 attack, but +2 shields for this attack. Well, the shields are not needed, but they're appreciated. And he'll be able to do an attack of his own now. And the other one will go on Denethor. Attacking enemy gets +2, so it's 1 damage. Well, that'll be the end of Denethor's defending. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I'll be questing a little harder next round. 1 damage on the Siege of Annuminas. Draw 1, 2, 3. I will play Hunter of Lamedon. That's good. Those guys are the tanks. Is it Outlands? It is not. I'll play Errand-rider. Now, do I want to play Very Good Tale? What else could I get? Ethir Swordsman, Knight of the Swan, Anfalas Herdsman. Yeah, I'll play it. With Forlong and an Ethir Swordsman. Discard 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Hunter of Lamedon. And Anfalas Herdsman number 2. So, Forlong already up at the beginning of the quest phase. Now I can quest a little harder. Let's go 4, 8, 12, 16, 19. 22 is what I'll quest for. When revealed, each player must choose either return the highest threat enemy engaged with you to the staging area, or search the encounter deck and discard pile for an enemy and put it into play engaged with you. Okay, so I think last turn I actually forgot to do this. I'm going to have to check the video. I think I made a mistake and forgot that after all players have committed to the quest, the highest threat enemy in the staging area should make an attack. I think I was supposed to reveal an extra card last round. And that would be this one. Which means what I'd have to do is return this enemy to the staging area. It would re-engage me, and I would have had to remove 2 progress from the quest. So that would respond. That would resolve that. And then this round I need to reveal 2 cards. 1 after I committed characters to the quest, which is a Warg-rider, and then 1 more normally. Okay, sorry about that. That ends up being meaning another big enemy comes, but anyway, I had 22 to 5 is 17 progress. And I've been forgetting to heal damage. I think I've been on this stage for 2 turns. So I could have healed 2 damage. Probably should have been from Denethor. After, let's see. I can only optionally engage one of these enemies. Let's optionally engage the Savage Werewolf. Let's engage the Archer. So after it engages, I remove 2 progress from the quest. And then he can attack. We'll put the attack on Forlong. First one, Archery. Put that on Errand-rider. And then the attack on Forlong. Forlong's got 4 shields, so no damage. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and kill it. I definitely would have liked to engage the werewolf if I could. But only 1 optional per turn, per round. So let's add another damage. And I guess I can heal a damage. Let's heal 1 off Erestor. 1, 2, 3 more cards. Gaining strength. Ethir Swordsman. Anfalas Herdsman. Almost got the full setup, just missing the Knight of the Swan. And a Hunter of Lamedon is in the discard pile. So, do I want to go ahead and push through to the next round? I would add Battering Ram and Lieutenant of Angmar to the staging area. So you have to tank him for a turn. At the end of the round, he moves to the staging area with the lowest total threat and makes an immediate attack. Okay. So I guess you have to take 2 attacks from him on the turn you engage him, so let's just quest relatively lightly. We'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 or so. I guess that's relatively lightly. After you commit characters to the quest, the enemy has to attack. You can attack Hirluin. Discard an attachment. Aw. So it's 5 to 4 shields is 1 damage. So I'm questing for 25. The card is a 4. 5, 6, 7, so 18 progress. I'll push through next round. If I move there, I get another enemy. I don't think I care that much. I'll optionally engage this enemy. What shall I have him attack? Forlong, I think. So 5. Defender cannot ready this round. That's fine. 5 to 4 shields is 1 damage. I can just deal 3, 6, 8 back. No problem. 1 damage on the city. On to the next round. Okay, that's the end of the deck. So I'll play Knight of the Swan. I'll play Men of the West to go get my Hunter of Lamedon. And I'll play it, and don't think there's any reason to play these cards, but I guess I might as well, right? Okay. Well, I need 11, 15, maybe 20 or so. So go 5, 10, 15, 20, 24. There is no enemy, so I have to reveal the top card of the encounter card deck. Interesting. And then 1 more card normally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 to 24 is 15 progress. I could have healed 1 damage at the end of last round. And we're on to phase 3. Shuffle the discard pile into the encounter deck. Add Battering Ram and Lieutenant of Angmar to staging. Each other player reveals an encounter card. So we don't have to do that. What does the Battering Ram do? It's got no threat right now. Okay. So, no problem really. And the Lieutenant, it's got 0 engagement cost. Can't take damage unless there's at least 10 progress on the main quest. That's not an issue. Okay, and on this side, can't place progress here while Battering Ram is in play. At the end of the round, raise each player's threat by 1 and reveal an encounter card to choose a non-unique enemy worth no victory points. At another stage, at the end of the round. So is that optional? What do you do with that in solo play? There are no other stages, so I guess we just ignore that at the end of the round. Let's see if it says anything about it in the rules. Doesn't say anything about it. Raise each player's threat by 1 and reveal an encounter card to discard another enemy. Well, that's a beneficial thing for the players, right? Potentially. It could get, your situation could get worse. I'm not sure what to do with that in solo play. Because it says reveal an encounter card to choose a non-unique enemy worth no victory points at another stage. I don't think I still need to reveal an encounter card and then not get the benefit, right? I just ignore that. I don't think it's going to be an issue either way. Well, that was the quest phase. Now I can choose to travel, and I will travel to Battering Ram, which costs 1 encounter card, which is Vanguard of Karn Doom. No more than 5 progress can be placed on the... Okay, so all these I'm going to engage. That's a big guy. Do any of them do anything when they're engaged? Nope. So we got Archery 1. I'll put that on some random guy, I don't care. Highest attacks first. So that will be an attack for 6. I'll put that on the Errand-rider. Anything happen when a guy is destroyed? No, I don't think so. Oh, it's not 1 damage at the end of the round. It's 1 damage for each enemy at each stage. I'm going to have to go back through the video and see what the correct damage total should be. I don't think it's going to be an issue. But let's go back and check. Actually, that's going to decrease the amount of damage on there quite a bit. I was doing 1 at the end of every round, and it's only supposed to be 1 at the end of every round for each enemy, and I've been destroying all the enemies. So it should only be 3. Each enemy at each stage. Okay. Lessons learned. So, if this attack destroys a character, reveal the top card of the encounter deck. It will destroy a character. So we have to reveal. Each player must choose either discard the highest cost attachment or assign X damage among characters, where X is the number of attachments you control. Well, I'll assign X damage, I guess, and that's 0 because I don't have any attachments. I got another attack for 4 to resolve. I'll put that on Hirluin. Okay, no damage. And then the last attack for 6 will go on a Hunter of Lamedon. When he attacks, either remove 1 progress from the main quest, there isn't any, or he gets +2 shields, so he gets +2 shields. The attack for 6, attacking only gets +1, so it's 7 to 4 shields is 3 damage. He currently has 4 HP, so that does not kill him. Now it's my turn. I can do 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 there to kill the Vanguard, and then I need 7 there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I resolved his 1 archery, right? I can't remember. I think I put it on some random guy. Now I think there's stuff that's supposed to happen at the end of the round. At the end of the round, deal 1 damage for each enemy. At the end of the round, place 1 resource on Battering Ram, then deal X damage, which is 1 more than the number of resources, so that's 2 damage. At the end of the round, Lieutenant moves to the staging area and makes an immediate attack against the first player. That'll be on another Hunter of Lamedon. For 6 against 4 shields is 2 damage. Okay, that resolves everything. On to the next round. Now I want to quest enough to get 10 progress there, so I need 10, 15, 19, 20, 21, 22, 26, probably 30. Yeah, I really don't know what to do about the response. It's possible I'm supposed to raise my threat and reveal an encounter card to choose a non-unique enemy worth no victory points. It doesn't say players must do that. Responses are optional on player cards. I think they're optional on enemy cards unless it says you must do it. Wouldn't seem very fair to get punished for not having more stages, but it's possible that's what's supposed to happen. Raise each player's threat by 1 and reveal an encounter card to choose a non-unique enemy worth no victory points at another stage. Discard the chosen enemy. Yeah, I think I just ignore that in a single player game. So anyway, I need 10 progress on the quest. Maybe a little extra just in case an enemy comes that removes progress. 15, 19, 20, 21, 22. I was also supposed to place a resource on city wall. 26, so let's say 30 I should go for. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 38 I'll quest for. Cards of 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to 38 is 24 progress. 19 more. Okay. Battering ram's done. Do I want to move to one of these? Deal 1 damage to a hero I control. Sure, why not? This enemy will engage. No other effects to resolve. Nope. So, we'll have an attack go on Hunter of Lamedon. For 6 against 4 shields is 2 damage. And I just need 13, so 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We'll kill the Lieutenant of Angmar, and if Lieutenant of Angmar is in a victory display at the end of the round, the players have routed the enemy and win the game. Well, I'm sure this quest is very, very different in Epic multiplayer mode. And that seems what it's designed for. It's listed as a very difficult quest in the quest companion. I know this is a very, very strong deck, especially against some quests that I'm playing. But yeah, unless I'm missing something, that's a victory. I don't think it was necessary to build up the Annuminas' shields. Probably is in multiplayer mode though, especially epic multiplayer mode. Seems like a fun way to play this quest. Playing it solo, it does feel like you're missing out on a significant portion of the quest. But that's a victory, so thank you for watching.